Ooh, that's a nice ice cold Busch Light. Thank you to my father-in-law for those. Um, he had a bunch of Busch Light for Thanksgiving for a couple family parties and sent me home with a ice cold cooler full of a bunch of Busch Light. So I have no complaints on that. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. All right. Well, this is episode 19 podcast. It's December 1st today. Later in this episode, well, I guess first let's start with our sponsor of the podcast, AnyWind Field Spray. I got the AnyWind hat on today, as you can see. Thank you, Jake and Ashley. AnyWind Field Spray is a field spray that I use. I've used a bunch of them. Honestly, I never felt like any of them really worked. I started using AnyWind last year. Actually, I've been using it for 2 years now, but last year was the first year I really used it for deer hunting. And it just works so well. It's incredible. I just can't even. I've had so many encounters with deer literally right under me, and deer that have come downwind that never catch my scent. And I don't ever try to have that happen. I try to play the wind, but you just never know sometimes where the deer are coming from. And sometimes you got to have that insurance policy of having a field spray that actually works. And for whatever reason, it just seems to keep them from knowing you're there. So. And even Jake will tell you, always play the wind, always be a good woodsman. That's just a natural thing you should always do. But when you have those scenarios where you got wind swirling, or maybe you're down in like a bottom, where the thermals are pulling your scent down, it's just always good to have any sort of extra, chance. And for whatever reason, with AnyWind, it seems like you never get busted when you have those extra chances because of it. So, Jake and Ashley are awesome people. They've built made an incredible product that works great. So many good testimonials. Go check out their website, huntannywind.com. Check out their Instagram or Facebook page. I believe they have that too. They're the best. And go buy some field spray. They've got a couple new things coming out. Another thing that's awesome is there you can buy just the concentrates. So a lot of times, let's say you got to go fly somewhere for a flight somewhere, or for a hunt. And you can take just a little 1 ounce concentrate in an empty bottle. And then when you get there, just fill it up with water and put the concentrate in, shake it up. Good to go. Another awesome feature that, you can't get from other field sprays. So check them out and let's move on. All right. So like I said, it's December 1st. I meant to do this podcast last week. Didn't get around to it. You're going to see later in this podcast, I actually had my 9-year-old daughter on. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. We had a lot of fun. She just did about 15 minutes worth. And if you want to listen to it, great. She's a hoot. She's pretty crazy. But yeah, so I shot a deer. So not only did I shoot a deer, but I shot the smallest buck I've ever shot in my life. And it was worth every second. So we'll back up a little bit. Been hunting a fair amount this year. Not as much as I feel like I have in the past, but still hunted quite a bit. And with the bow leading into rifle, really wasn't having a lot of luck on mature deer. Really, even on cameras, we haven't had a lot. So it's been tough. We hunted some public too. I had 2 opportunities on, decent bucks. Nothing monstrous. Unfortunately screwed up both opportunities. And I'm going to leave it at that, unfortunately. Just didn't work out. But so leading into rifle, wasn't going to go out first weekend. But second weekend, I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to go kill a deer with a rifle. I haven't done that in 7 years, I think it's been. So I had my tag that I had, because the unit that we're in is a MDCA unit, which is a mule deer conservation area unit. So you have to draw for that. And you don't, if in Nebraska, you can get a statewide archery tag and hunt mule deer unless you're a non-resident. Then you have to get an MDCA tag. But your resident archery tag is good for mule deer anywhere statewide. So I don't have to get that tag, and generally I don't always. Most of the time I'll skip going for that draw just because then you're stuck to just that one unit. But I wanted the opportunity to be able to shoot a deer with a rifle this year just so I could take my kids because they just love going, and rifle hunting is going to be your best opportunity to do that. It's really hard to go out for a bow with little kids. So, especially because we don't have the setup for it. We don't have like, box blinds on food plots where, a bunch of deer come out and you have a shot at them. We just don't have that setup. So went out for second weekend of rifle, left on Thursday, saw one deer the whole trip. And I was like, I didn't even know what deer it was. It was just like 20 minutes, last 20 minutes of legal light. We hadn't seen a deer in, a whole day or two, whatever it was. And I saw a deer walk out of these, these trees, and I just saw a deer. I was like, kids, there's a deer. Walked out, hit the scrape on this tree, and then I had my gun out, I had cameras on, and I still really hadn't even looked at what he was. I just knew it was a buck, and walked out about 70 yards, and I dropped him right there where he stood, 30-06. And kids start freaking out, going nuts. I was going nuts. It was so much fun. Like, it's been so long since I've done that, and realized how much I missed it. It was a lot of fun. It's never going to be, to me, it's not going to be the same to me as killing one with a bow. But doing that with the kids was just a blast. They thought it was so much fun, and it was just the three of us that went out there. Just me and my 9-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son. So that's pretty cool. Just the three of us being out there and getting to go do that, and hopefully that's a way to hopefully keep their passion for the outdoors. And so far they love it, so we're just gonna keep rolling with it. But yeah, it's been a tough year archery wise. I'm going back out tomorrow, actually. I'm going to go out for 3 or 4 days. Still have some deer on camera. Haven't had any giant ones on our permission pieces out there and like that. They've all been smaller ones for the most part. Had a couple nice ones during rifle, and then one of them right after it got over. So we know there's still a couple around, but there's still, I'm pretty sure both the bucks I'm thinking of are 3.5. And then another one, which was another one that's probably probably 2.5, 3.5. He broke off one whole side of his rack. He had nice 5 points on one side. He was a nice 10, I believe, if I remember correctly. Broke off one whole side. And the only thing left is his brow tine. So I'm not going to shoot him anyway. But, the hard part is where we hunt, it's not like there are these farms that hold deer. It's very open prairie type areas where we hunt, and these deer they don't stay in one spot. They just move. So we have passed so many deer over the years, hoping that they'll come back the next year, and some do, but it's very, very few. And it seems like the younger ones that make it usually do. Like if we pass a 2.5-year-old or a 3.5 year, well, especially if we pass a 2.5, we pass a 2.5-year-old, usually they come back the next year at 3.5. We pass a 3.5-year-old, it seems to be very rare that they come back the following year as a 4.5. And this is us, estimating the age, but for the most part, we're pretty sure. And if passing a 4.5, there's like no chance we'll ever see a 5.5-year-old come back. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know. And maybe they get shot, or, maybe they just move somewhere else, because a lot of times, like, we're when we say we pass these deer, like, we'll see that they made it through firearm season, and out there hardly anybody muzzleloader hunts, and there's not even that many bow hunters out there, and especially the areas that we hunt. So yeah, it's just hard. We would love to shoot 5.5-year-old or even 4.5-year-old deer every year. We'd be happy with, but it's just so rare where we're at. It's really hard, and always seems like a good idea. Always seems like it's going to work, but then it just doesn't. So, it's hard because you want to shoot big mature bucks, but, you kind of just got to go with what you got. If it's a 130 to 140 inch 3.5-year-old, probably getting shot, unfortunately. Like, yeah, it's got potential. I'd love to see him in another year or two, potentially, be a 150, 160, whatever it could be. I don't know, but it's just not the way it works out. So, but yeah, I'm going to go out, try and get another shot with the bow. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be curious. I'm curious to hear what the harvest numbers are this year. I was looking at that on my phone earlier to see if they had released that yet. Usually they put that out in like the paper and they usually release it online. But they haven't put it out yet. And it looks like when I looked last year, they put it out on like December 4th, which I always thought they put it out like the week after firearm season got over, but it looks like last year was December 4th. So I'll be curious to see what the numbers are on that, because maybe they're up, maybe they're down. We're already at like record lows over the last 2 years. So I'm not expecting any sort of big jump going off of what I've heard from other people. And, people still aren't seeing deer. And there were some good bucks killed this year, though. I feel like I saw a pretty good amount of mule deer that got shot this year, which is encouraging. Just because that means there's more mule deer around. We had a few around again. No giants. There was one that was pretty good one, but nothing monstrous. But I did see some big ones that people killed this year, and there were some good whitetails too. But it's just tougher and tougher with less and less habitat every year. Just getting ripped out and disease, and I don't know. It's just seems like the numbers still aren't bouncing back at all, unfortunately, in Nebraska. But I could be wrong. We'll see. When the data comes out, I'll look at that, and I'll probably talk about that in the next podcast. Yeah, I mean, it's cold. We just got like 6 inches of snow, and it's cold. So, which is a good thing. I mean, for late season, you want it to be cold because then they got to get out and feed. And where I'm going out to hunt, I'm on the eastern half of the state. We'll be hunting out in the western half. Didn't look like there was really any snow in my area. Like, it looked like there's just barely on the ground on a trail cam picture. But here we got like 6 inches, and I saw some deer actually midday today when I was driving around over here, just out feeding in a cornfield. So we'll see. I feel like I've actually had more luck seeing deer in general during late season over the last couple of years. Like, I hunt, end of October and then all the rut. I feel like I should always see more deer, and I just don't feel like I ever see that many. And part of that could just be the area that I'm in. I just don't think the population is that great in the area that we are, like as far as just total deer numbers. But for whatever reason, it seems like late season in that area is when I tend to see a lot of them. So I'm excited for that, because I feel like there's still, everybody always kind of holds out for the rut, hoping that the rut's going to be the time. But I think the late season a lot of times can be just as good. You just got to find the right food source. And for us out there, usually it's pretty much anywhere there's cut corn. So anywhere there was beans. I'm sure if there were standing beans, somewhere, like if somebody left some up, that'd probably be good, because I know a lot of people do that. But where we are, farmers don't do any of that stuff. There's not many. I don't honestly think there's too many farmers that hunt in our area, to be honest. And we've just always had the best luck going to wherever the cut corn is. So usually if there's less corn in our area, but there's like one spot that there is corn, that's usually where they seem to end up being. So hopefully we'll be able to get on some deer and get a shot at one. Still not going to be too picky. I just really would like to kill one with a bow. So, yeah, I'll be out there tomorrow. I'm going out with my dad. He's got a tag that's good for muzzleloader, so he may muzzleloader hunt a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what he decides. And then I think Teddy and Phil might be coming out later this week, two of my buddies. I'll only be there till Friday. I don't think they're coming out till Thursday, so they'll be out for the weekend, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to, I don't know. It's weird because like I feel like I'm getting to the end of the season. Like now that like the rut's over, it's like you almost kind of start, like you see the end coming, and it's like you feel like you kind of wasted a lot of the season, and or like you just didn't capitalize during like the, peak main part of the season. And to some degree I haven't, unfortunately. It just goes by so quick every year. And if I had a spot, if where I hunted was close to me, like within an hour, I would hunt a ton more. But when you're, 4 hours away, you got to drive, and leaving wife and kids, it sucks. Like, I mean, obviously, like I don't mind being away for a couple days, but it's not like I want to be gone for 7 to 14 days in a row or something like that. Like that just sucks in general. Like, so if you got a place close to you, like I was thinking about this earlier too. If you are somebody that hunts and you have a place to hunt within, 30 to 45 minutes of your house, like you should feel really lucky. And I'm not talking public land, I'm talking private. Like you should feel really good about that because it's really hard to find. And, the vast majority of hunters don't have that. So if you have that, like hold on to it as much as you can and try and really just be thankful for it. Cause that's a huge deal, especially when you start getting older and you have kids and stuff like that. Like it means a lot, especially in this day and age when it's hard to get on pieces, unless you got money or you got family with land, like it's tough. So definitely something to think about. I know we're starting to think about trying to buy some land, which is not going to be cheap, but, if we can find the right piece for the right price, there's a few of us that would go in on it together and manage it together. And so that's kind of where I'm at because I would just love to. I'd love to have something closer so I could, take my kids out more and I could hunt more. That's really, in general, like, I think that's what most hunters want. That's the dream, right? It's the dream. But yeah, I need to get some more guests on here. I've got a couple people I plan on asking to come on. It's just kind of waiting for the right time to line it up. But, and I'll have a few other people on again that I've had on before. Been having fun. I'd be curious to know though, or I'd be curious to hear from any of the Nebraska hunters, and honestly any state in the Midwest, but Nebraska specifically, just because that's where I'm at and hunt. But what everybody's experience was this year with deer numbers, and number of hunters, like just kind of, and in general, like, how many people did they see, get a deer, were they mature deer, were they young deer? I always like hearing all about that, kind of seeing what other hunters are thinking and talking about. I saw they posted like the big game meetings, for this off season that'll be coming up here. So I might attend one of those. I've never attended one. I think I want to say I watched one time because they usually have them online. But I'd just be curious to hear what they're saying this year. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like the numbers are terrible. So we'll see. But gosh, I don't know what else to talk about. I've got some more stuff in my notes, but some of it's, I'm going to wait for the next podcast because it's probably more stuff that I'm going to talk about that's probably going to either get me fired up or be more controversial, I guess. So I'm going to hold that for the next one. Yeah. I think that's all I got. It's not the most well-polished podcast this week, but we got one out, and hopefully be doing one next week after I hopefully kill one. So we'll see. But enjoy the part with my daughter. If you want to listen to it, I'll put that here next, and then yeah, we'll close it out after that. So thanks for listening or watching Pins and Crosshairs episode 19. We'll keep it rolling. Try and get some more out every week or two instead of 3-4 weeks, whatever it was been. So thanks, guys. Catch you next time.
For heck no.
Huh?
I said heck no.
Why?
I don't know.
You're going to silence your phone?
I don't have a phone.
Oh, okay.
You're
that
weird.
makes sense.
I don't have a phone.
I know you don't.
Or a watch.
It was a joke.
Nice try.
Was it funny?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think I'm funny?
No. Maybe.
All right. Well, episode 19. That's what it is. And we have Kennedy on the podcast, my 9-year-old daughter. She's crazy.
'Cause I am.
Yeah, you are crazy.
Okay. I can get
You're still plugged?
this one.
Oh, that one's plugged. Just
This
had
one.
an itch.
This one's my good ear for some reason.
Okay. Well, that's... Hopefully they're both good.
Well, I can hear myself and you.
Okay.
I'm weird.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're talking today about,
Dad's deer.
yeah, the deer that I shot. He was a giant, wasn't he?
No, that was a really small 8-pointer you told me.
Yeah,
We
it
should
was.
imagine that was a dang dummy.
Yeah, it was by far the smallest buck I've ever shot in my
And
life.
we didn't know if we never saw that deer.
We didn't even know.
We didn't get it on camera.
And we
or
didn't even care.
anything.
We didn't even care. We were just there to kill a deer, and we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We started shaking.
Yeah, so we went out second weekend of rifle season,
Second weekend.
and I took just Kennedy and Bennett. Bennett was going to podcast with us, but he decided he didn't want to, and
He wasn't getting a school.
he didn't get his school done today, so bummer for him. But yeah, so we went out, just the three of us.
Yeah.
Went out for a few days. We drove out, and we got up the first morning. We got out there on a Thursday.
Yeah, we got that out Thursday because we were originally gonna go Friday.
And
but
we got
then
there. We got there. Yeah, Thursday. We drove out Thursday, and we got there. We drove out that
We
night.
got there like 4 or 5 something.
Yeah, we got there in the evening. It was right before dark,
It
so we
was
didn't have
right
time to
before
hunt
dark.
that night. But we
Yeah.
drove around a little bit.
Yeah, we drove around that one spot where
Yeah,
Phil-
don't give it away. We don't want to give away that spot. That's
Phil's gotta come
that's a
here.
public land spot, and it's a good one, so we don't want to give that one away because
Okay.
if listeners hear about that, they'll be hunting all over it. So sorry, folks, we're not giving that away. But yeah, we drove by a spot that we were gonna hunt. There was a doe out there, which was exciting. Saw a deer right there.
and then
But then we
saw I named it. It's a nice 9-pointer. Its name's 90.
Yeah.
We got it that night, and Dad was like, "We're gonna go to that spot and see
Yeah.
if we can get it."
Yeah, we got a picture
So
of him on camera that night. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's go sit over there because he was a good buck. And I was like, well, hopefully we'll get a chance at him. That was on a our permission piece that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we went the next morning. We got up, got all dressed up, geared up, ready to go. And
Yeah, 5:45 in the
yeah,
morning.
got up early, did it all. And then I opened the door and it was pouring rain.
And I was like, do we want to go out or do we not want to go
Normally
out?
that'd be fine, but we have
It was
we have
pouring when
we have
we
a
had
big box blind there that we normally
Yeah.
sit in, but
But
it's
we wanted a tent.
well, yeah, the box blind's kind of destroyed right now.
Yeah.
It's lost a bunch of pieces to it, so it wasn't going to be ideal to sit in. So we were going to set up a ground blind. So that was our plan, was to set up a ground blind and then sit in that while it was pouring. So I was like, well, we don't want to go get soaked setting up the ground blind because then they'll be cold and then the kids will want to get out early anyway. So
So we like woke up for 5:45 in the morning
Yeah.
for no reasons.
Yep. We did. But we got up and we were ready to go. So we just ended up going back and we just went back inside. I ended up going back to sleep for a little bit. Kids hung out.
And on the Switch,
Yep. Played the Switch a little bit. And then
Nintendo Switch
about
2.
8:30 we got up and
we went out there.
went out and it was still drizzling, but it wasn't
but
pouring
it was
rain or anything.
really windy that day too.
Yeah, it was super
so
windy. So we set up the ground blind and we did not set it up in a very good spot.
No, because we were on like a hill.
Yeah.
We were like tilting. I was like, I was in the middle.
Yeah.
Because this seat was like, I do not like it.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it was a good,
I was like,
it was a good spot, but it was just not on level
No.
ground, so it wasn't comfortable.
it
So
wasn't really
we sat there for a couple hours, and then we didn't see anything. Got out, went and got lunch,
yeah,
and then
lunch.
we got Subway,
Got Subway.
and then went back to the house for a little bit, and then we,
At like 3 something, we went out.
yep,
We went out at 3. We set it up in a new spot, which was really, really better.
Mm-hmm. yeah,
We saw a coyote that night, like
Yeah.
sunsetting. Then last minute,
yeah. Well, not last minute. There was
like
there,
20.
there was
wasn't it, like,
there was 20 minutes left
Yeah.
of legal light, but
legal
we hadn't
light.
seen any deer. We heard a lot of coyotes,
We heard like
and we saw that one.
we heard that, and then we saw one. So Dad
Yeah.
was like, maybe it will
get a
push it
shot at 'em.
somewhere.
Yeah,
But
I know, I
one
was
deer
hoping.
came by,
Nope.
and then the last 20 minutes, a deer from the trees over here
Mm-hmm.
walked in. It was licking, and then it started scraping. So we knew it was a buck.
Yep, hit
And
that
then it
scrape.
comes-
Yep.
When he tell him about your shoot,
Yeah, I'll put the video up of the shot just because I did get
it
it on
was
camera.
so funny.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the GoPro on, so you
Yeah.
can't see our reaction when
Yeah.
we did shoot. But I turned it on like shortly after. But you can hear us on the other camera. But he came out, hit the scrape, and I had no idea if it was a buck or a doe at first. But I saw him hitting the scrape, and I was
so
like,
I
I
was
think
like-
it's a buck. And
We didn't even
then
know how big it was.
I was just like, guys, there's a deer. And so I turned the cameras on, I grabbed my gun,
Why
and
am I
then
shaking right now?
I don't know. Still got the adrenaline from the shot, I guess.
I don't
But
know.
ended up walking out right after he scraped. I put it on him, took the shot, dropped him like a rock.
Just walking. So he was walking. We
Yep.
didn't stop him. He just boom.
He was about probably 70 to 80 yards, so it wasn't really too long of a shot. And I was shooting a 30-06 and dropped him right where he stood, and we all started freaking out.
We were like I am right now.
Yep.
I'm
It was
just
fun.
shaking.
Yep. And then the real fun began. Then I didn't bring the deer cart. It was back at the house, so
So we had to go get that.
I went down there to make sure he was dead, and
And we
then
came down.
we walked out, went back, got the deer cart.
We got the deer cart, but the reason, because Dad went down to make sure he was dead, because when we shot him, we didn't know where we shot him.
Yeah.
So he like kicked and then he lifted his head up. So
Yeah.
so my dad went down there. I saw you aiming at him. I was like, Ben, up like your ears, because you were just
Yeah.
on that slope. And I was like, okay.
Well, I was just trying to get close to him, but not too close because I didn't want him to jump up if he was fine. I didn't know for sure. But with only having 20 minutes left of legal light, that's
You
why
had
I
to
went
get
down
in.
to go if I need to shoot again. I didn't want him to sit there suffering. And once you're after legal shooting light, you technically can't shoot anymore.
Yeah.
So then if he was still alive, then he was just laying there suffering. That would suck because technically you're not allowed to shoot after it's dark. So fortunately, he was dead. So it was all
like
good.
when my dad got down, he was just dead.
Yep. So they came down and we looked at him a little bit, and then I was like, well, let's go get the cart. So we went out.
Because I forgot the cart at the
Yeah, I forgot the cart. But fortunately, it was only a 10-minute drive, so it wasn't like it was
Yeah.
long.
And
But we
we were
heard the
also really-
coyotes, so
so
I
we
was
were like-
worried about them.
I was worried too. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't want them.
I didn't want them to get on the
We watched a video once, and it was somebody who shot it, and it went really far, and it got coyotes. So they couldn't even show us how big the deer was.
Yeah, I mean, usually the coyotes aren't going to get on them that quick, but since I knew they were close, I didn't want to risk it. So got the cart, went and got him on there and drug him out of there. And
It would have been even worse dragging him.
oh, man, it would have been a nightmare.
Because we had big hill. Me and Dad would just
Yeah.
be dragging him. We would be like,
Yeah, you helped me drag him for about 20 yards, and it was not very fun.
you dragged it with the cart. That was even better.
I know, but I'm saying back when we got him back to the house and you helped me drag him for like 20 yards
I
to
could
where we were
not.
going to gut him, and it would have been a struggle dragging him because it was down in the bottom of this draw, so you got to go up a big hill to get it out, and then it's not too bad from there, but it's still total probably about 500-yard drag. So it would have been, it would have been rough. That's why we have the deer cart.
That's why. And then when we were getting him out, the new cart broke, and we
Yeah.
we need to put that on Papa's Christmas list. Just heads up, we need a new cart.
I
We
know.
broke it.
I was looking at them online today. 'cause we
How
were getting one.
expensive are them?
They're like $130.
Jeez, 130.
Mm-hmm. But we've had that one for a long time, so I'm not surprised it broke. It's
Why
been
does
sitting on
Papa
the
want
ring.
a silencer, anyways?
A
what is-
suppressor?
Yeah.
I don't know, because he wants one.
Sometimes he can't hear.
Well, that's a good.
Because
thing to have a
once
suppressor.
Nana's little like thing for her blood
Mm-hmm.
thing, it was sounding. He was like, "What?"
Suppressors are good to have for guns because it helps because then your hearing doesn't go bad. Because when you're listening to really loud gunshots all the time, it's really bad for your ears, and eventually it's going to make you have hearing loss. And so suppressors are actually a good thing.
So that's why Papa wants, because he doesn't want to lose his hearing.
Well, he's already lost a lot of his hearing, but the other thing with suppressors is a lot of people use them for like coyote hunting
Oh.
or just any sort of like varmint hunting because then they don't hear the gunshot, and so it doesn't scare them off. So if you have like multiple of them come in, you can get multiple shots off a lot of times because they don't hear the gun because it's so quiet. So yeah, that's why a lot of people use them. So we'll see. He wants to get one. We'll see if he gets one or not.
How old do you have to be to get a suppressor?
I'm sure you got to be at least 21. I haven't looked up the laws, but I'm sure you have to be at least 21.
Well, Burton's not old enough. He'll be fine without a suppressor.
Yeah, he doesn't need a suppressor. Yeah. But yeah, so we got them all gutted up, and
We saw that kitty. We saw a cat that night.
cat came over. That was funny.
I was like, "Send it back. Can you get it away?" And we don't want it.
I've seen that cat around the town. He's fine.
He's a farm cat.
Yeah.
And then that night when we were gutting him, we just heard coyotes.
Yeah.
We were
Fortunately-
gutting him in coyotes.
Fortunately, yeah, but you're just going to hear them in general out there out in the country. Fortunately, the house is
Country.
in town, so it's not really in the coyote area, but
That house is old.
it is old. It's from like 1912.
Cause didn't we bought that house when I was alive?
Yeah, Papa bought it. Yeah. I don't know how
'Cause
old
where
were
did
when
you
were young.
hunt last? Where were you hunting?
We used to hunt up by Ainsworth is where we used to hunt.
Ainsworth.
Yeah.
And then you
Ainsworth and
went-
Springview.
Yeah,
But that was all public land hunting.
public
So
land.
we
'Cause
hunt.
that's where you and Teddy used to hunt.
Well, that was mostly where me and Papa hunted. So
but
me and
then-
Papa started hunting up there when I was like 13.
13,
And we hunted up there till I think I was like 26.
26.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you shot that one buck? That buck right there?
That's where I shot that buck. That was my first buck. That was the first buck I ever shot.
one?
And then I shot that one up there. That one, that was funny because I shot that one with Teddy. That was Teddy's, I think, first year or second year hunting.
Oh, with you.
And it was, we were
When did
sitting.
you meet Teddy?
I've known Teddy since I was a little kid. I've known Teddy since I was in like 6th grade.
6th grade.
But Papa and Teddy's dad, Dave, have been best friends since high school.
Oh, so
But
that's how you knew
they moved to
Teddy.
California for a while.
Oh.
So
And then
I
Teddy
never
came
really.
back here?
Then they moved back here, and that was when I actually like started hanging out with Teddy, and then we started playing basketball
Isn't his
together.
dad the one? Is it the uncle who has the chickens that we saw one time?
That's Brittany's dad.
That's Brittany's dad, okay?
Yeah.
Because he owns a little thing. Cause
Yeah.
he wants. I remember I was going out to Amy and Phil's, that big giant scrape.
Yeah.
I was like,
I know.
Phil, you gotta get out there. Jeez,
know.
there could be a deer.
He's sent us a few videos of some bucks that have come through.
Are they nice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell them
he
about
just,
those 2 bucks that you want to get.
Yeah, we've showed him videos. We've sent them to him.
No, the 2 bucks that you got pictures of and
I
you
know.
showed me.
We sent them to him.
Camera.
Yeah, we can talk about them. We just can't talk about where it's at.
Yeah, I know. You are like, and you're like, no,
Yeah.
can't. Otherwise, they're gonna want to go hunt there.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to give away the secret. You never want to give away your secrets on public land, especially not in Nebraska.
Hey, Dad, I think I need an any wind or a drawn outdoor thing.
Water bottle? I know. All I got is my Husker one that I wrapped in camo now.
Yeah, and all I got is just a little
You got your
bottle
Owala?
with my dairy shift.
Yep, got your Dairy Chef logo. Mm-hmm. Your Bible verses on there.
Yeah, most of them are.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one, but we have this little thing. It's like collect 10.
Oh,
Like, remember those little like things that we have in the fridge?
Yeah.
That's collect 10 stickers. But I'm like, if I do get to 10 stickers, I want to get to 20 stickers.
there you go. Yeah, you're going to be 10 next year, which means you could shoot a deer next year. You going to want to shoot one next year?
Yeah.
All right.
When do you have to take the rifle test?
Well, there's no rifle test. There's just hunter's education, and you don't take that until you're 12, if I remember
12.
correctly. Yeah.
And
But you
Brayden
can
shot his when he was 11 or 12.
you can shoot a deer at 10
10.
because you got to be with an adult anyway.
Yeah.
But
I was there when Brayden shot his
yep,
first
you were there.
buck.
You were
And
there with
Brayden shot his, but not really a good spot. 'cause there's a
the one with
pop-
his bow.
Yeah, the one with his
Yeah.
bow's bad spot.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate
We
shot.
had a deer last year where we hunted this year with Dad, and we saw a mule deer, and then we got a nice buck picture, so we went to that other area. Didn't see any deer in that area, and
No.
we only saw that one mule deer. And Dad was like, "Yeah, we should have shot that one."
Yeah, he was pretty small, but we should have just let him shoot it.
Yeah,
That was my bad.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And then was it the year before Brayden was gonna shoot that mule deer that Papa shot that giant one?
I don't remember. Was that last year or the year before?
That wasn't last year because I don't remember. Because did Teddy shoot that one last year? Because I don't remember Papa shooting last year.
Yeah, he might not have. It might have been 2 years ago when Papa shot that mule deer.
Because wasn't I like maybe 8?
You would have been 7 if it was 2 years ago.
Maybe it was when I was 8. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to look at the pictures and see what the date is. But that was fun too, though.
Nice. The funny thing is, I was sleeping.
I know.
I
You were
was
awake when he shot.
I was cold, so I just.
Yeah. We were sitting in a ground blind in the same, actually, basically exactly where I shot that deer this year
Yeah.
is where the ground blind was. And Papa was up in the big box blind a few hundred yards away up above. And he shot a deer out in the field.
Nice mule deer.
Nice mule deer. And Kennedy was with me. She had fallen asleep because she was
Because I had an
tired and cold.
expander.
And
I
she
had
was
an
wanted to
expander
leave.
truck.
And she ended up passing out. And I was like, good, now she'll be quiet. So then she woke up finally later, and my dad had
I was
texted
like,
me and said
"What?"
there was a nice mule deer.
That was
and-
before I went to sleep. That was before I went to sleep.
No, he didn't text me that until you were sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But
So I like woke up and you were like, Papa saw a nice deer.
yeah, and I was like, he's like, he might come down to you, and I was like, I couldn't see him, and
Were you
then
shooting it with a bow?
yeah, I had a bow.
Okay.
Papa had a rifle, and I just told
'Cause she's
Papa to
not
shoot
about
him, and Papa shot him.
Boom! I was like,
And Kennedy got the shakes, like got the adrenaline. Yeah, that was fun.
And then we went up there.
So you've been around a few deer now that have been
I've
shot.
been around Braden's. I haven't been around Teddy's at all.
No,
I
you
haven't
just
been
haven't
around
been out
any
there
of
really then.
Teddy's. But I remember when Teddy shoot that one. What time is it, anyways?
I don't know.
I have dance.
I know,
I
you're
need to
fine.
get ready. I know Teddy shot one, and we were driving out there, and Mom showed us a picture. I was like, and I just started shaking. I was like,
Yeah,
in the car. I was like, "Nyeh."
yeah.
Wasn't that? Wait a minute. No, I think that was a year. So Teddy shot that. It was the one that you haven't posted, but you posted it, and that was the year I think Papa shot it, maybe, or it might have been the year Teddy shot that one last year.
Yeah,
I don't know which year.
I don't remember. It might have been. I feel like it might have been
I think it might have been the
2 years ago when Papa
I was
shot that mule
7.
deer. Yeah, yeah.
How old was Braden when I know how old Braden was, but how old was I when he shot that? Was I like,
you-
I was 5. I was 5.
Yeah.
Because Bennett was only like a couple of months.
I don't even know if you were 5. You might have only been 4.
No, I was 5.
Were you?
Because I was 4 when Bennett was born. And I turned 5 that year.
Yeah.
Because that was in 2020. In 2019, I was 4.
Okay, that could have been it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been coughing up a storm because of that smoke inside.
Smoke inside.
Yeah, there's like a little, when Mom was cooking.
Oh,
Chicken
yeah, when
smoke.
she was cooking the chicken.
I was like,
Yeah. That happens.
I don't like the smell either. My mom was making like the tomato, like pickles. Just awful smell. I started coughing.
Yeah.
had to go
I don't
water.
like the smell of pickles either.
I like to eat them though.
Mm-hmm.
Eat them, it's good.
Yeah.
It's cold and it snowed in November.
Yeah. I know.
It's
Pretty crazy.
snowy outside.
I know. I wish it would have snowed more out where we hunt, but there's hardly any snow on the ground out there.
There's hardly like you got picture, but there's hardly any.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
Yeah, we got all the snow over here to the east. So.
Well, good thing because I want to go sledding and I've already gone sledding.
Mm-hmm.
If we only had a big hill, I would be able to
Yeah.
do it. We were supposed to get 7 or 8 inches.
Yeah, we got at least 6, I think.
Yeah, and we got another inch. So we got 5 yesterday, and then we got another inch. So the funny thing is, I woke up this morning. I searched everywhere for my elf. I looked in the garage, and then we came back from the gym. I just walked in.
Yeah.
My elves are here. They're
Yeah.
in your room, hanging by your wedding photos.
Mm-hmm.
Photos. I said photos. Photos. And they got us little ornaments. Braden got that driver one. Then I got a pizza one. And I got makeup one.
Nice.
You saw them, I thought.
I did.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I
What?
always think that orange cat right there is Pumpkin.
Yep.
Because it is Pumpkin.
Yep.
Pumpkin was an old mean fat cat.
Mm-hmm.
She was Mr. Grinch if only she was green.
Yep, but she wasn't.
Most cats aren't green.
Yeah.
You had a Grinch tree in your front yard.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Last year, evergreen tree. Because it was a tree that had a little thing, so we call it the Grinch tree.
Yep.
And then, were you in Nana's house when Sarah moved into that house down the street? And
I was not living at Nana's at that time.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Were you living with Paige?
Yeah, I was living with your mom.
My mummy.
Yeah.
Mom was on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, like 9 or 7?
I don't remember.
What were you talking about in that?
I don't remember.
I
Yeah.
don't remember anything.
I don't know. But yeah, we'll try and
Brayden didn't show one this year, right?
nope, but he's only gone out once. So
Oh, yeah, he only got out that once time.
yep, schedule's kinda hard with him for school. So
Yeah, because he's in high school and I'm homeschool.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Even though I don't like school.
Why not?
Because I don't like it.
Hmm.
I don't like it. No.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to get ready for dance soon, so we'll probably wrap this up and call it good.
Now it's Bennett's turn. Why do I hear dogs for some reason?
Because they're probably outside barking.
Go. Deer hunting.
Yep. It was fun. See if I can get another one. But you won't be
7
there this time.
years. What? Oh yeah. Cause you're leaving tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting everything ready.
Mm-hmm.
We got those 2 buck pictures.
Yep.
One that has a drop tine, but my dad really wants to shoot this nice 12-pointer
Mm-hmm.
because it has 2 things on the front.
Mm-hmm. Got split brows.
Split brows.
Yeah.
I like eyebrows, but they're brows.
I'd shoot either one of them, but
Where? Oh yeah, they're somewhere in that public area that I don't want to say.
mm-hmm. Don't want to give that away.
And I don't want to be a left-handed bower.
Well, you are, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Doesn't really matter whether you're left or right-handed.
I like being right-handed.
Yeah, well, you can't see because your eyes don't work that way.
My eyes. I can't close my eyes.
Yeah. All right. Well, you better get ready for dance, so we'll wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody.